Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island covers around 200,000 Rhode Islanders. That's about 1 out of every 5 people right here in the Ocean State. And here now to talk about Neighborhood's commercial plans as open enrollment comes to a close are the nonprofit's president and CEO, Peter Marino, and its chief marketing officer, Brenda Whittle. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Nice
How are you?
to have you here, Brenda.
Good morning.
Nice to see you again. Always a lot of topics to get to here, Peter. We will open up with you about what this time right here means as we stand sort of at the threshold to 2018. Because we're right in the middle of the current sort of open enrollment period, whether or not it's just passed. For some people, it's still open. So what do we need to know currently about what's happening?
That's probably the most important question of the morning.
Right.
Okay?
We can all go home after this.
Right. Open enrollment runs to the end of the year, December 31st, and it's the shortest open enrollment period this state has had to experience since the beginning of the health exchange. So that's probably the most important thing is folks need to make sure they do their shopping now and get that done by the end of the year. They do not have to, they don't have the ability to spill into the next year like they used to.
You know, we hear a lot about Obamacare and how it's affecting different things even in the current administration. So with regard to Neighborhood, Brenda, like what do we need to know with regard to this situation specifically?
Well, right now there's a lot of noise out there about plans being expensive, and in fact, in Rhode Island, we're really fortunate that we have been able to really control costs for people, and you know, people can come onto the exchange at HealthSource Rhode Island, and they can go shopping, and they can find an affordable plan there that you know, families who and people who are working part-time jobs who may not have access to health insurance through work, they really have an opportunity, small businesses, to go on and do some shopping.
And let's talk about those people specifically. I mean, without you guys, there would be so many people out there who wouldn't be covered, who wouldn't get the care. We've done a number of segments with you already, and you're really there for them, aren't you, through Neighborhood?
We absolutely are there for them.
I think the key is that Neighborhood recognizes that healthcare is personal. When you have an issue with your family or your child or your friend, you don't want your insurance company to be in your way. You want them to be a partner. So we always look at it as we've got your back. We want to make sure that you get the care that you need, make sure that it's affordable for you and your family, and make sure that everybody gets the kind of access that they need for their care.
The key word, they're affordable. Now, we've been told that people are actually, a lot of people are saying that prices for a lot of people are actually lower this year than last year. Is that really the truth? How is that possible? It seems
it can affect certain folks. What has happened with the federal administration basically pulled those subsidies away to make plans cheaper. Right. However, what that resulted in is having bigger tax credits. Right. So when people sign up for plans through the exchange, and Neighborhood offers a wide range of plans for folks, they actually might have more tax credits that they can take advantage of. It might actually drive their costs down. So it's kind of a funny situation, but you know what? I think Rhode Islanders should take full advantage of it.
Absolutely. We don't want to let this opportunity go. I like to think of myself as the picture of health. I look pretty good, don't I?
Yes, you do. You're a handsome devil.
Oh, God bless you and your poor vision, Pete. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much,
Brenda,
for having us.
Always good to have you here.
Important to just remember the end of the year, December 31st, is a key date.
Very important info, you guys. Thank you so much for that reminder. For more information on coverage with Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island, just visit our website. You know where to go. It's roadshow.com.